Hey everyone, and welcome back to a quick reaction video on Nebius' move. As you can see, Nebius is up 41% after hours. Nebius was worth 15 to 16 billion dollars at the close. Why is it up 41% after hours? Well, you probably already know. But in case you are not aware, Nebius announced a multi-billion-dollar agreement with Microsoft for AI infrastructure. We knew such deals were coming, right? They teased us during the last earnings call. I didn't know it would come right now, and I definitely didn't think it would be Microsoft as the first huge deal, because it is Microsoft. It's a deal worth $17.4 billion over 5 years, with the potential of this going up to, I think, above $19 billion. We're going to have a look at the SEC filings in a bit. So, the deal enables significantly more aggressive growth of Nebius AI cloud business in 2026. Under this multi-year agreement, Nebius will deliver dedicated capacity to Microsoft from its new data center in Vineland, New Jersey, starting later this year. Remember all of the bears and whatnot that, it's delayed, right? Data One, they are late with this, and Nebius doesn't own, they're not vertically integrated. And remember also last Friday, Arcadi is selling some shares, so you should sell yours. Imagine, moment of silence for those that did sell shares earlier today. Oh well, we live and we learn, right? Anyways, comment here from Arcadi, founder and CEO of Nebius. Nebius' core AI cloud business serving customers from AI startups to enterprises is performing exceptionally well. We have also said that in addition to our core business, we expect to secure significant long-term committed contracts with leading AI labs and big tech companies. I'm happy to announce the first of these contracts, and I believe there are more to come. Let me repeat. I'm happy to announce the first of these contracts, and I believe there are more to come. There are more that will be announced, that's for sure. The economics of the deal are attractive in their own right, but significantly, the deal will help us to accelerate the growth of our AI cloud business even further in 2026 and beyond. Nebius expects to finance the capital expenditure associated with the contract through a combination of cash flow coming from the deal and the issuance of debt secured against the contract in the near term at terms enhanced by the credit quality of the counterparty. The company is also evaluating a number of additional financing options to enable significantly faster growth than originally planned, and will update the market on its financing strategy in due course. I quickly had to go back and relook at the transcript for Q2. Just any comments on hyperscalers. And so we got here a question from Alex Pratt at DA Davidson, and he's asking about the 1 gigawatt. So if we're getting to 1 gigawatt of contracted power by the end of 2026, how should we think about revenue for next year? And how should we also think about the guidance they gave last quarter for the midterm of getting to mid-single digit billions of revenue over the next few years? And so Mark here answered, it's too early for us to provide 2026 guidance, and we'll be returning to that question later this year. But for now, we do want to reaffirm our midterm outlook as we're making very good progress towards our goals. As we said in Q1, so 2 quarters ago, our base case calls for several billions of dollars of revenue in the midterm, which means in the next few years. Our base case also assumes that we grow our capacity to support this type of revenue goal from our 2025 levels. We also said this guidance does not factor in a large deal from like a frontier AI lab or hyperscaler. Those transactions would be considered incremental to this guidance. So before this Microsoft deal, they were already expecting for midterm guidance single digits billions of dollars in revenue. Now, of course, with such a large deal from Microsoft, there's only upside from there. So those transactions would be considered incremental to this guidance. I hope everybody is gathering that our ambition is to grow much larger and much faster, and we are laying the foundation with the 1 gigawatt capacity that we are deploying. Going to the next time someone said something about hyperscalers, we've got here another question from Andrew. on getting large contracts. So some of your competitors are signing large multi-year deals with hyperscalers. I believe they were talking there about Wolf and Fluidstack and Google. What do you need to do to get one of these deals? And when can we see one of those deals? So Arkady here said, as we previously said, of course, we see a lot of this demand coming from the top tier frontier AI labs. We actually believe that this will increase in the future. Millions of new GPUs are coming to the market next year and beyond. In order to capture this demand, actually answering the question what we need to do, we're doing the main thing. We are increasing our capacity, significantly increasing this capacity. And as I said at the beginning of the call, we're just addressing this issue right now. Going forward, we hope very much to see those big customers among our customers because finally we have capacity of their scale. And probably just again to remind that all the projections we're making this year and midterm do not include these big accounts and those big deals. So if or when they will come, which it just did, it will be an incremental and will be a nice surprise. So there you have it. Now going back to the SEC filing, just to look at the exact dates and numbers. So the GPU services will be deployed in several tranches during 2025 already and 2026. Subject to the satisfaction of the deployment and availability of the GPU services, the total contract value is about $17.4 billion through 2031. Microsoft may also acquire additional service and or capacity under the agreement, which would increase the total contract value to about $19.4 billion. Cash flow coming from the agreement will be utilized to finance part of the capital expenditure associated with the agreement, and the rest we've explained at the start of the video. And so when we look back at the Q2 highlights, right, they forecasted the $900 to $1.1 billion in ARR for the year, which is up from the first time they said the number, I think was between 500 and a billion, then 750 and a billion. So now it's, of course, they'll meet it. Core AI infrastructure business, already positive adjusted EBITDA. Group adjusted EBITDA still is very, very small loss, but that's expected to, of course, become positive, I believe, already in 2026. And so when you look at all of this and you read the comments, and of course, now that they've got that $17.4 billion deal, plus the fact that Microsoft is now going to be connected to Nebius, which probably means that a lot of the other huge players or the frontier AI labs know who Nebius is. This is going to allow them to move much faster. And that's the thing, that's the bottleneck. The bottleneck is not, in this case anymore for Nebius, about getting the word out there. The bottleneck is capacity. Okay, the bottleneck is capacity, and now that they've got that contract, means that they can move much faster. If you can move much faster, you can then go back to these big players, or these big players will come to you and you'll say, yeah, we have the capacity. How much do you need? And then we're going to talk about, billions and billions, if not tens of billions of dollars of revenue for this company. I'm smiling because, I've been talking about this company since the start of the year. Literally, January 9th is my first video of Nebius on the channel. It's been one hell of a ride, but we're still far away from the end game here. Far away from the end game. Like I said, before this deal was announced, Nebius was worth $15 to $16 billion in market cap. This deal with Microsoft is worth $17.4 billion, could be, of course, 19 point something billion dollars in the future. That's more than Nebius's market cap. Of course, now with a 40% jump after hours, it's less. But just to show you how big of a deal this really is. And so, to me, it's pretty simple. I am not selling one single share of Nebius tomorrow. I actually do hope that we are down tomorrow. Not down to $64, of course not, but now we're up 42.8%. I hope the stock goes back into the 80s, low 80s or something like that. If there is like a miracle happening, maybe 70s. We do get some inflation data later this week, so who knows what might happen. But I will be a buyer. I will definitely be a buyer in the low 80s, 70s, 100%. I am, as I've been saying for the last couple of weeks, I'm averaging up on Nebius. Right? I've bought more shares after the last earnings report, and I will be buying more shares in the next couple of days as well. pretty simple. This is a company that is going to be worth, in my opinion, $100 billion, if not more, in the future. And so when you're worth now, of course, a bit more than $16 billion, closer to $25 billion, yeah, I see here a multi-bagger, still a multi-bagger. And that's not to say that suddenly I'm bearish on CoreWeave or Iron. No, I still own CoreWeave. I still own Iron as well. Both of these stocks are also up after hours. I think most of these types of companies are now up after hours. Of course, some people will say, I should just sell my Iron because they're not getting deals right now. I don't think that's a good idea. I think Iron will get a deal, or maybe they will think that maybe a deal is not the best thing for them, where the return on investment is not the best. But I am sure that Iron will make use of the, I think 2.3 or 2.1 gigawatts for next year that will be connected, operational. The wording, of course, is a bit strange still, but Iron is a company worth seven point something billion dollars right now. I think they can definitely become another multi-bagger in the future. CoreWeave is, of course, a huge player. I think that's still going to do very, very well, but Nebius is by far bigger position than the others. And after this jump, this is going to become quite a big position in my portfolio. So yeah, congrats to all shareholders, but just remember, this is not the end game, not at all. But I do know that some people are extremely heavy on Nebius, like 50% portfolio, 100% portfolio. And if you want to take profits tomorrow and go on vacation, buy a house, you name it, I mean, why not, right? You deserve this. The fact that you went so heavy in Nebius takes conviction, takes quite a lot of cojones as well. So congratulations. And that's about it. I'm signing off here. We'll see each other tomorrow. Bye-bye.